What's up, Angel?
How y'all doing?
We doing good.
We doing good.
We
over
all fam.
here.
Not
Love
a lot of people are gonna get that.
You know, and it's funny because people say it now and people don't know where it's from. And I always tell people, like, do you even know where that's from?
Yeah,
And
you're
they're
like, that's from like 2016. Why are you talking about it now?
Long time ago.
So Broad City. So
Broad City. It's still on Hulu. If anybody hasn't seen it yet,
but
they should go see it.
That is one of your favorite shows.
Yes, it is. Broad City is really, really fun. I think it's silly and it's very relatable, I guess you can say.
It's definitely,
in a way.
It's relatable, I feel like, even today.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, welcome to another episode of All the Rumors Are True.
Very true.
And today we have Mr. Angel Smith. Woo, 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 woo. How
y'all doing?
We have him in the studio, and we're very excited about it. So Angel and I are going to talk a little bit about silly and fun and serious today. So I was looking for my hair to get a blowout, and I was living with someone at the time, and I had a little baby girl, and I brought her in to this blow dry bar that you were working, and of course never had been there, and it was like, you know, I had to ask because at the time I wasn't working,
too.
and I had to ask for permission to like go get a blowout, and it was, you know, it was $45, and oh, you have to take the baby if you go, and I'm like, okay, and I was so nervous going in because I was like, I'm that mom.
Bringing a child into a service.
An infant. She was like 5 or 6 months old. She was itty bitty.
Yep, I remember.
And I got assigned to you. And I was honestly apprehensive of going, mainly because of the flack I got for asking to go, which I did used to live that life that I had to ask to do things. Don't do that. I don't care if you're male, female, whatever you identify as. Don't ever do that to yourself. Always be independent. And I was apprehensive because I had this baby, and, you know, carrying the carrier alone is about 900 pounds. And then you put a baby in it, and it's like, oh my God.
901 pounds.
Maybe 935. I don't know. So like, I remember coming in and I was sweating and nervous. I didn't know any of it. And you were just like a joy. I was just not in a good place in my life. Nothing in my circumstance was good at the time. And I came in with my precious little baby and I put her down. She didn't make a peep the whole time.
Nope. Quiet.
You washed my hair, blew it, and you know, some babies are going to scream and cry because it's loud in there.
Yeah.
You got 8 to 10 blow dryers going at one time, music blasting over the blow dryers.
Yeah.
She didn't make a peep.
It's a lot.
The whole time. And you and I became instant friends. It was just instant. You didn't care about my circumstances or anything. And where you were working at the time is a very ritzy part of town, I would say, where most of the money, well, not most of the money, a lot of, you know, San Antonio has pockets, right?
Yeah.
We have pockets of wealthy areas.
Yeah.
And you were working in one of the wealthy areas, and you couldn't have been nicer. And you're just like, what do you do for a living? And I was like, well, I used to run nursing homes all over South Texas, and I got pregnant and I was put on bed rest, and now I'm a stay-at-home mom, and you didn't judge me. And that meant a lot to me at the time because I never wanted to be that woman that lost her identity with her career. I always wanted to be a mother with a career, but circumstances led me. I'm not from here, you know. Circumstances led me here, and I was very happy to meet you. And I don't believe in, you know, I guess fate might be a thing, but I don't really believe in just coincidences. I do feel like me meeting you needed to happen to me at that day, at that time. You had no idea the argument that happened before I got there, and you changed my entire mood around. My daughter didn't cry the whole time. And I left there feeling like $1,000,000. Like you had done my hair and I was just like, oh my God. I was like, this hour of this day has been better than the last however many months of my life. Mm-hmm. And then we had an instant connection. And then it just kind of went from there.
Yeah. I think we were both at different parts of our lives because I had previously lived in Austin, and the company that I was working for at the time, I started up there in Austin, and they were brand new, and they were bringing one down here to San Antonio. And I was like, you know what? I'm from there. Like, let me help you guys out. Like, it wasn't a for sure thing that I was going to stay, but I ended up staying, and I think it probably was the best decision that I could have made. Obviously, because I got to meet you, and I feel like we've been great friends ever since then. You know, you've always had my back, and I can't thank you enough for it, you know?
Well, but it goes both ways.
Yeah.
You know, again, you had no idea the impact you had, and we didn't become like fast friends, right? It was like, then I had to wait again to ask to go get my next blowout, you know, whatever.
And for y'all that don't know what a blowout is, it's basically hair washing and then blow drying with a brown brush and styling. It's all that kind of thing, you know. It's not like a car
that
blowout.
Weird stuff y'all are looking for on the interwebs. It's your hair.
Yeah.
And we became fast friends, but you know, we didn't start hanging out for a while. And then I finally left that relationship and broke as a joke. And I took the first job I could take because I was just like, I have to be a good role model for my daughter. And what am I going to do? And it got to the point where it was like, I was living on a budget of where I would come for you to blow my hair out once a week. And for someone that's broke, that was a lot of money.
Yeah.
It was a lot of money. Back then it was $45.
Yeah.
And then I would always tip $20.
Yeah.
Always. And there were times, and this is true story, because I feel like people need to hear this. There were times that I would skip lunch and stuff like that because I knew I wanted to get a blowout that week. And this is like, this is no bullshit stuff.
Yeah.
And then when you and I got closer, you know, I had expressed to you, well, I can't come in as much. I can't really afford it. And you were like, oh, well, why don't I just like come to my house or come to your house and like you can cook dinner. And at the time, I don't even think you realized the impact that it had on my life, because it was like every dollar I made went for childcare so I could go to work basically to pay for childcare.
Yeah.
I made that little money. And what's random life hack, I still do my own nails and my own toes.
Yeah.
I still
to this
do.
day.
And I don't live check to check anymore. But I paint my own nails and I paint my own toes. And anytime people try to treat me to that, I'm like, no, I'm good. Well, I got you a pedicure at Loma de Vida for your birthday. And I'm like, no, I painted them on Sunday. I'm good.
You're like, I'm good.
Yeah.
Fine.
No, I've become, because I still live in those weird habits of, I did very well. And then I went from doing very well to having $0. And then I lived broke for a long time. And now I don't live broke, but I still act like I'm broke.
Yeah.
I guess I'll put it that way.
Yeah.
Well, no, I mean,
Well,
well,
you know.
But I
You still have the same mentality of like,
but I kind of do still live like I'm broke. Like, when do you ever see me go to dinner?
True.
I will only do things during the daytime. Like,
Yeah.
because it's cheaper.
She's a daytime person.
But it's cheap. But it's cheaper during the day.
Hello, happy hour. Hi.
But lunch is even cheaper.
Oh,
You can go
or like, what
anywhere-
is it? The matinee? But you don't go to movies like that.
Okay, well, I used to, but then
Yeah.
COVID ruined cinema, and now I'm obsessed with TV. But you and I have been friends for 10 years now. And okay, and
Wild, first of all. That's crazy.
Let's also get into why our friendship has probably stayed. You and I didn't talk for about a year, right? There was about a year out there.
Yeah.
And I hold in my conviction with this. If you truly call somebody a best friend and y'all have never had a breakup, that ain't your best friend.
Yeah.
My closest friends in my life, every single one,
have gone through it.
I've gone through it with them.
Yeah, absolutely.
And it's either they don't talk to me or I don't talk to them. Regardless, we're still not talking.
Yep.
Every single, quote, best friend in my life, I have gone from 9 months to maybe 12 months without talking to at a point.
Yeah.
I feel like there's something to be said about that.
Absolutely. I feel like when it came to our situation, I think it was just a very weird situation that happened the first time.
The first time, there's only been one.
Has it?
Well,
oh, okay.
Yeah.
My bad. I'm over here like making up stories over here.
What?
So
There's
yes, the first one, I feel like it was just very.
Well, that whole situation was, but when you have a lot of other people in your ear at the same time, and you were going through a breakup and you were living with the person at the time, so you went from like a great relationship to homeless overnight, and then you and I stopped talking. It was a whole...
Yeah, it was a lot. There was a lot going on.
But I also feel like my other friends that I've gone through not talking to, it's been same scenarios. They're going through personal struggles, regardless if it's career change, relationship change, children. I firmly stand 10 toes down on... You don't really have a best friend unless y'all haven't had a breakup.
Yeah.
I really do. I feel like that.
Yeah. And I feel like whenever we were going through it, I definitely it was hard, because this is a person that I've confided in. This is a person that I would talk to every single day, and then going from not talking to you at all, it was just kind of weird. I felt like something was missing, because we have such a great connection with each other, and I think we just get each other in a different way that people don't normally do.
No, yeah.
And for that, it was really hard, and I think I don't ever want to go through something like that ever again, especially with somebody that means so much to me.
But we've also made a very conscious decision of, okay, this happened. Mm-hmm. I'm sorry I did this. I'm sorry I did this.
We're either going to figure it out and fix it or we're not.
And I truthfully feel like at this point in our lives, like I'm not going to give up easily anymore. Mm-hmm. Certain things, certain friends, no. Yeah. If it's the same repetitive shit that I just cannot really deal with, like if you're in a toxic relationship and you're always bringing it to me and all that, that's a different scenario. But I truthfully feel like now at this point, I'm 38. You're about to have a birthday in a few weeks. You'll be 34.
Yeah, I can't wait.
But I feel like at this point in our lives, like, we're grown. We've gone through a lot of breakups. Mm-hmm. You've been there since my daughter was a baby. Tiny little baby girl. And, we're past that,
we should be able to, my thing, I don't mean to cut you off, but my thing is that we should be able to talk to each other like aggressively, but still.
And sort it out.
And I should be able to talk to you and tell you, I don't like this and I don't want this. And I would hope that you would be like, I get it. Like, I don't see you coming off as like being mean or being whatever, And that's my main thing as far as like our relationship goes, is that I just want to be able to tell you no sometimes, And I feel like you have to be able to tell people no regardless. Like whether they're your friends, whether you're your family, whoever, tell people no and don't feel bad for saying no.
Or not. It's not even necessarily saying no. It's just kind of like,
I don't like this.
Yeah, like I don't like this. I don't really agree with this. Mm-hmm. But isn't that the whole reason of like life?
Absolutely.
I don't. The diversity I have in mine is insane, right? Mm-hmm. Like you're gay, if you couldn't tell.
Wait, who is?
Who's wearing the Elton shirt here? But but I feel like and we come from like such different backgrounds. But I love your family.
And they love you too.
I mean,
they literally love you too.
It's, your
the fact that my mom texts you
your
and
mom,
stuff.
Your mom texts me. Like, so it's like, I'm glad that we had that kind of friendship and I'm glad that it's there. But I just also want to just hone back in on, yes, we've had our differences. Yes, we've talked shit about each other. But guess what? We talk more shit to each other's face than we have behind
Absolutely.
our backs.
Absolutely. And the things that we say to each other should not be said.
No, but it's funny because, other people that have been in the mix when we don't talk, they're like, oh, but he said this about her and she said, and I'm like, homegirl.
You don't know half of it.
You don't know half of it. You don't even know what we say to each other. Don't front with me.
Over a good bottle of Sauvignon Blanc.
Over a good bottle of
champagne for me.
Or however you say
girl,
it.
I don't know.
I should probably say it correctly because I'm pretty sure they're one of my clients. But
I'm like, pull it up. How do you say it?
I don't know.
Veuve
Well, Sean, Sean, can we get a how do we pronounce?
How do you pronounce? Is
Veuve
it
French? Well, I don't know. Sean's about to let us know.
I love having this little monitor.
How do you even spell that?
Yeah.
Look up there, baby.
V-U-E-U.
Sound it out. Okay.
No, really.
Vulva?
Okay, well, that's another pod for another day. No, Viv, what is it? V-U-E?
V-E-U.
V-U-E-V-E.
There's a lot of U's and E's and B's.
C-L-I-Q-U-O-T.
Oh, there it is.
I mean, come on, Sean.
Web.
Yeah.
Sean's slacking. He's tired.
Yeah. But I will say that, you have been such a great friend to me ever since I met you. Obviously we were both going through different things whenever I met you and you met me. And I think it was, I hate to say fate, like you said, but we were supposed to meet each other. I think we were supposed to be in each other's lives at the time that we met, and we've just continued it into the.
Oh, we definitely were. I'm not from San Antonio. I did not want to move here, and I had to move here for, reasons. And I hated it here. I cried every day for the first I don't even know, year or so that I lived here. And then I finally have my daughter and I start going out and I just Google this place and it was like, I met you. And then it was like, oh my God, I finally have somebody that wants to talk to me, that wants to be my friend. Here we go. How do we say it?
Verve.
Verve Clicquot. Whatever.
Anyways,
whatever. We drink it. Hello. But no, I just, I had essentially no friends at that point in my life. And you were one of my first. Anyway, we've been up, we've been down multiple times. We're like a fucking trampoline, us two. But I'm never going to give up on you. And you're hopefully never going to give up on me. Because I know
you're stuck with me.
But I know where you live.
I know where you live too. Unfortunately,
I am scared of your boyfriend's dog. So that actually is a thing.
I'm scared of the dog, and it lives in my house.
I mean,
I actually don't want it to be in the house, so I'm trying to get rid of it.
Well,
so if you know anybody,
I can help you with that. I can help you hard with that. So my neighbor's right across the street, as you know, because you spend the night here sometimes, and my neighbors directly across the street have 3.
Oof. Of the dog that I have?
Shepherd, or what are they called?
Golden Retriever. Nope.
No.
German Shepherd.
I call it a Golden Shepherd.
Don't.
Okay, well, so 2 of theirs are black and 1 of theirs is white. And they bark.
All the time.
Okay, so my first Amazon delivery gets here between 4:15 and 4:30 a.m. And my last gets here between 10 and 10:30. So those dogs do not stop barking from 4 a.m. to 11 p.m. every single day. There's not enough Z-Quil in the world to knock out somebody to not listen to those dogs. And everybody's like, oh, don't you have a HOA? I'm like, they probably pay them triple.
Per dog.
I can't even believe we can't hear them just.
I hate it. Imagine living with one.
Well,
she's very sweet. I'm not going to lie. I'm just not a dog person, but she's a very nice dog.
I mean, if she ate some Advil, she might take a nap. Or Benadryl.
Something. Don't they have like animal prescription?
You're asking me.
Okay. I'm more of a cat people and I love my cats.
Okay. And I'm more of a just nothing.
No, just by myself people.
My TV's fine. I love my TV. My TV's always on.
Yeah.
My TV doesn't bark back. I can go to sleep with it. It never asked to be fed. It never asked for a diaper change or to go to the pool.
There.
It's always there.
Yeah.
My TV is my best friend.
Yeah.
Sorry, you're second.
No. Speaking of TV, our favorite is Schitt's Creek.
Oh, yes. Well, because you are the Mexican version of David. So David's Jewish, and we
I'm
all
Mexican,
apparently know that anyone that's seen the show knows the similarities between y'all, except he has really thick hair. Oh, no tea, no shade.
Yikes.
But,
it's okay.
That's
okay. Yeah. I'll give that to you. We're friends,
okay.
right?
I'm balding too. It's okay. Like, this isn't weave, shockingly. I used to wear weave all the time.
Oh, God. That
was a disaster. And
it was good and it wasn't.
The fact you were my friend and you actually let me wear
because
weave and didn't tell me it looked that bad.
It didn't look bad.
I looked 4 feet tall. It was so big that it took out my entire torso, and my torso's already, like, I already struggle with my weight. I am so overweight. Like, and I had that weave in, and you would do it and you'd fluff it in front of my hair and you'd be like, yes, girl. And bitch, I would walk out of blow thinking I could just walk on a runway, and then I'd see myself in the mirror and I'm like, I look 4'2".
So you're telling me I did that job?
Well, it wasn't that you did a bad job, but I just looked terrible. I look so much better with my...
Listen.
I lost all my hair when I got COVID. We know this. But I look so much better with my real thin hair.
You could still do extensions, just like the clip. Like for occasions.
Okay.
But
see, well, friends... He hates me, so.
No, we're supposed to be able to tell each other these kind of things, remember?
And
friends.
You're lying to my eyes. You're lying to the listeners and my eyes.
Everybody around the world. No, I think, it was good, but I think we were both extension blindness,
Yeah, because that
But I loved it, though, because I didn't have the hair, so I wanted you to have it.
No, you loved it because, well.
I didn't like doing it, but I loved it whenever it was done.
Oh, no, you were obsessed. And I'm going to tell you what, the girl that used to do my hair, like, whatever, God bless her.
Yeah.
Have fun on whatever journey you're on. But she should have had enough wherewithal to say, like, girl, this doesn't match your figure. She was just trying to make that coin, though.
Yeah.
Because extensions, for those that don't know, extensions, unless you got a lot of extra cash.
Yeah.
Don't invest. Like,
if you want good ones,
good one. Yeah. We're talking at minimum $1,500 a month. Minimum.
For the move up, for the install, the move up.
But just even
that's a whole
the move up alone, you usually have to get it every 2 weeks, and then your hair starts to get brassy unless you have like dark brown, black hair. Then you got to start toning once a month. No, let's not even. Let's not even. I'm balding too, so cheers to that.
Cheers to the balds.
We'll be bald together.
Hi, bald.
We'll be right here living
I'll
like
be
the
in
Golden
Turkey,
Girls.
In a couple months, maybe.
Well,
or maybe not even that far.
Listen, my bestie's husband got his done in Houston. And his looks real good. And Houston's 2.5 hours. Turkey's 22 hours.
And we could go to TJ Maxx. Remember?
The TJ Maxx.
It was beautiful, but I didn't get a lot of time there because we were in and out. We were there for a concert.
We were there for a funeral.
Oh. Well.
We were there for... I was
both. We were there for both.
I was there for a funeral.
Yes, both.
It just so happened that we already had concert tickets,
that part.
Then he had passed away, but then we
didn't know that.
But then the tornado hit.
Oh yeah, the tornado.
And then
that was wild.
And then we roll up to the funeral, and the church didn't have electricity. And then by the time we got to the new funeral, it was like done. And then we had to drive all the way out to San Antonio. I was only at the new funeral for, to be fair, a collective amount of it was there for 3 hours for a funeral. But I only got to witness like 15 minutes. You stayed in the car.
Yeah, it was just like, I'm here. Yeah. My bad. My bad for staying in the car.
We're getting off topic, which we normally do. But the main reason I wanted to have you on today is to talk about friendships and how we can repair them and how friendships are very like relationships, sexual or not. You have to baby them, doctor them, take care of them. You know, you have to check in. You have to treat a friendship like you do a relationship because if you don't, they're gone. And my dad told me this years ago, like years and years ago. And he said, Mill, he's called me Mill my whole life. And he said, Mill, he goes, you have to be a friend to have a friend. And I remember because I was, you know, in a tiff with a girlfriend when I was like 16 or something. And I was like, well, she didn't. And he goes, okay, well, did you, you know, he combated it right away. And I was like, well, no. And he goes, Mill, you have to be a friend to have a friend. And I feel like all the best of friends, they fight, they cry, they scream, they yell, slap each other. No.
Well, we've never been physical.
No, but I've wanted to.
Same.
Ditto, right?
Same.
Yeah.
Same.
No, I mean, never get physical, kids.
Don't do that. That's
no,
weird.
No, whatever. You get the gist of like what I was saying. Like, but you can come back together. You can repair it. You know, there are some things that are too far from repairing, but if you don't have like your core people and your core friends and your core group, like I feel sorry for you because you gotta have your A1 day ones.
Yeah. I don't have a very big friend group
Shit.
all. I can count.
One hand.
Thank you.
One hand.
And this is number one, first of all.
Oh, that's
No,
a lie.
seriously. No.
Really?
Well, other than my mother.
Yeah.
But like, you're my number one
Veronica
friend.
comes first.
Yeah, she does. Always. My mother will always come first. But you are literally one of my only friends. Yeah, I am very social and very popular.
I come before your boyfriend.
Oh, obviously.
I love that for me.
Yeah.
Sorry, boo.
Sorry.
Not sorry. Okay. Well, cheers. Thanks for coming on today. We want to have you back soon.
Absolutely.
So all the rumors are true. And
they're still true. And they're still going.
Oh, trust me. We haven't even started talking about the real rumors yet. Just wait till that starts. All right. Cheers, guys. Y'all have a great day.